Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me. First of all, can you hear me? I hope so. I really hate this thing. Anyway, look, so here we are. It's kind of weird doing this video here right now with the market still open. Anyway, look, we kind of got the gist of what's going on, people. It's too much. And what we're about to see before the world is going to be freaking epic. And I'm looking so forward to it. I'll be honest with you. So anyway, yeah, so just so we get this straight, it is still Wednesday, January 29th, 2025, status post, you know, whatever it is, Powell creature, supreme public enemy number freaking one, with the Fed monetary policy announcement here. Look, if you recall, going back months ago when you and I were out here calling what the Fed would do. We said specifically that more than likely early this year, we would see the Fed pause after a series of cuts. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Everyone's okay. You can hear me all right. You can see me good. So we're all on the same page. Anyway, look. So, so in fact, the Fed did take a wait and see stance on interest rate outlook here. Let me just tell you something about this creature. Thank you. Uh, Powell, his diminutive kind of attitude. You see that little picture he was showing up? Sounds like a personal problem to me. Looked like it anyway. Maybe he's, I don't know. But this institution, central banks, they're destroying us all. They are absolutely wiping us out. And the real thing is, look, they got to set up a show. And that's exactly what we're going to get here. You and I nailed it to the wall, saying that Trump would call for rate cuts because it's just the same playbook from last time. Nothing has really changed at all. And this game that is really being played on the people is unfortunately, it's multiple fold. But understanding, look, let's just talk about economics 101. 101. How would we right now, the Fed and central banks, they're in this battle right there. They're in this fight to stop inflation. What are they doing to stop inflation here? They're lowering rates. How is that supposed to work? It doesn't work. It's not even meant to work. We could stop inflation today, right now, just over. The Fed would need to do two things: contract the money supply and start raising rates. It would end. I mean, that would be it. This is just very basic stuff, but that's not what's going to happen. Anyway, so this setup is going to be interesting. I do not follow Trump's social media. Maybe some of you do. I have no idea what's going on over there. Maybe he's blowing his stack off right now. The Fed they made a mistake. They got to cut rates, and that's what the Fed wants to do. These central banks, that's all they want to do is inflate and inflate and inflate and inflate and inflate. That's all it is. It's a game. So eventually we'll see how this plays out. But of course, that's where it's going to eventually go. The system is being dismantled. It's being taken apart, and we, the people, along with it, unfortunately. And people really got to start taking some action here. Honestly, let me just give you another example of what I'm talking about. Now, obviously, this is not Trump's fault. This is the last thing, vomitous mass, creature, puke. How many names I had for Biden? I can't even write them all down. So the trade deficit in goods hits a record high, Let me just tell you something about this. This is not the last record. We're going to see record moving forward as this system again is inflated to death, and the middle class pays for it all. And it's always the middle class that pays for it all, and it's the 1% and 2% at the top benefiting from artificially suppressed rates and currency devaluation, and they're laughing. Exactly. Bidenstein was another one. He's like, oh, I'm so happy I don't have to see its face anymore. It's not human either. There's no way that Biden is human in my view, but I mean that's just me. Anyway, look, so I hope we're pretty much on the same page, but I'm going to laugh. You and I really got to sit back and just laugh Um, Vomitous Mass. Yes, Nanny Kate, that was another name. I had so many names for the man. I can't even think of them all, but thank you for reminding me. It's a coping mechanism for me. You have to understand. I come up with little freaky names for these things. It helps me deal with it. It comes down to human psychology, whatever. What we like to do is label things. We label things. You put a label on that. You put a label on me. It helps me get through the freak show by labeling the vomitous mass and the puke. And then sometimes people have multiple names, like Biden did. It was a beautiful thing. It really was. It was a lovely thing, at least in my view. Anyway, look, on the back of the Fed decision, the initial response of keeping rates, doing nothing here, was a pretty substantial drop in the markets. Not too much movement with the 10-year yield, slightly up, and then the MMRI did come up, but nothing major is going on right now. You got cryptocurrencies getting a bit higher. You got gold and silver catching a bit as well. It's just beautiful and lovely. Anyway, look, nothing's really changed now. It's going to be what I think is going to be interesting to see is once the back and forth kind of talk about the demands for the Fed to cut rates, Trump broadcasting to the world that central banks around the world need to cut rates as well, which he just said recently as well. Kind of interesting, isn't it? So you can say world inflation is not going to stop. The mechanism to enrich the 1 and 2% is in full effect, and it just won't stop. More dependency on the system, obviously, and it's going to be quite an interesting thing moving forward to see. I hate to think really about the fallout because people they're so hard pressed right now, and if they think things are bad now, wherever you may exist under the rule of a central bank. Thank you, Va88. I appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. People should be enraged, man. Especially people over here in the eurozone. They're getting well. I did an interview yesterday with Good as Gold from Australia, and they're telling me how bad things are there. I had no idea. I knew they were bad because I hear from I have a kind of a large fan base over in Australia, which I'm really happy to see from my Australian friends. Thanks for being here. But I didn't know the gravity of it until just yesterday, as a matter of fact, because we had a long conversation, about an hour. That interview, I don't know when it's coming out, but when it does, I will obviously send it out to all of you here. There's a couple of other things in play I want you guys and girls to see right now. I put this out for all of you again. Look, please subscribe to my newsletter. It's literally free. There is a link in the description of this video. I sent out a few things today, and this was one of them here. So Trump just launched a financial services for patriots. Now let's talk about this patriot thing here. Lions, President Trump is launching a financial services platform he says is for patriots to invest in cryptocurrencies, which is under the name Truth.fi, if you want to check it out. Now, I wrote, me personally, and in my opinion, any kind of patriotic financial system service should involve constitutional money or gold. Now, I asked what your thoughts were on this, and many, many, many of you did respond to that. So this is a couple ahead. This is Market Watch. Trump launches a financial services for American patriots about cryptocurrency, not gold, not silver, not, of course, any kind of constitutional money system. Barron's, Donald Trump stock takes off on the back of this whole thing here. All right, look, man, I know some of you are going to think this is the greatest thing that's ever happened. Do we really need another way to trade and invest in cryptocurrency? No, we don't. But this will, of course, make the Trump family exorbitantly richer than they are right now. But that's okay. Look, man, there's when you're the president of the United States and you want to prey on patriots, and this is the way to go, and then of course you can see what's going on here. But you guys and girls can make up your own minds here. I think real patriots understand that we need to return to a constitutional money system. It's too easy and it's too simple to understand. We do not need the mechanism here of allowing or calling on central banks to inflate via the mechanism of artificially suppressed rates. And then what people are forgetting here, really, it's hard for people to focus on things here. There's still an issue with the dollar losing its status on the worldwide stage. And you got the BRICS alliance getting stronger and stronger and stronger. The reliance on the dollar diminishing very, very rapidly. And all of the threats that came out of President Trump's mouth to the BRICS nations were, you dare try to circumvent the dollar, a central bank issued note, okay, because it would hurt the Federal Reserve, and it would actually hurt all of us. I'll tell you the truth. The fact of the matter is we're forced to participate in their twisted system. We can't, they don't want you to transact. Well, now they want you to transact in Bitcoin. And banks, because of Trump's executive order, as you all know, are going to be having clear access to cryptocurrencies across the board. So you just wait until they start to mainstream it. It's got to be mainstreamed along with the banks being deregulated. This is all the stuff we've been talking about. I mean, the wheels are not only in motion, but they are gaining momentum here. It's, look, I'm a big crypto guy. You guys and girls all know that. And I still say it's going much higher than where it is right now. No doubt about it. But look, call me old fashioned, call me whatever you want. I really believe that we need to return to a constitutional money system. It ain't happening. We're being pulled further and further away from it. Central banks have a stranglehold on all of us. Really, the only ones who the central banks are serving, obviously, is the 1% and 2%ers. The Cantillon effect, you are all well aware of it, how it works, why it's in play right now, why we're getting calls for low rates by the president, why central banks are in the process of cutting rates right now. It's a massively destructive mechanism. It's an incredible thing to witness, and people don't know. The thing is, here's the situation. People are not made aware of how it works. They don't know it all. They don't understand economics and finance, the marriage between these two things and how it affects them personally. If they did, I really believe that people would be up in arms if they heard a sitting president or even a central banker say, we're going to lower rates, or when a central bank cuts rates, people would be up in arms because this is theft. This is grand theft on an literally unimaginable scale. Again, don't you agree? I mean, if you're losing purchasing power, you have to work harder and longer to, again, get more devalued currency to buy anything. How is that not theft? It's theft on an epic scale. And this has been going on since, again, what did they do? The meltdown of '08 and quantitative easing 1, quantitative easing 2, the mechanism of artificially suppressed rates is just caused this insanity situation that we're in right now. And again, people can't know. No politician is going to tell them. Like, well, for example, I mean, honestly, I don't know how many of you follow Trump on his social media. I hope you're asking him, hey, Mr. President, why? Why do we need lower rates here? What is it going to do for me? How is that going to improve my standard of living? How is it going to increase my purchasing power? It doesn't. It does not do that. You might find some song and dance because politicians are really good with twisting things around here. I don't know how they do it. It must be like politics school or whatever. Is the MMRI dropping? Could someone let me know? Because I don't even have it open here, what the MMRI is or what the stock market's doing right now. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, it's kind of interesting, people, to watch this stuff unfold and exactly the way you would expect it to do. What we're seeing here, how it's playing out. I don't know, man. It's at 306, the MMRA. Okay, so no real change here. It's been dropping as of late, but nothing major yet. 305, 305.7. Okay. 302. All right. I believe we're going to see. I mean, it's pretty obvious, at least at this point, that we're going to see a sub 300 MMRI and the stock market that's going to get more propped up. This is what I believe we're going to see very soon, over the next couple of days. If there's any kind of ripple effect in the market because the Fed's now saying they're going to stand pat or wait and see. And then when Trump comes out, the Fed's boneheads and whatever else he wants to call them, which he's 100% right, they're the enemy. I mean, I don't know how he doesn't just say it. I mean, the man could literally just, we got to get off of this fiat monetary system. And we need to do it very, very fast. And I've been telling you the truth since forever that the one nation, whoever it may be, that gets rid of their central bank first will win. And it will start a domino effect around the world, freeing we, the people of this world, from living under a tyrannical regimes collectively that are again robbing us absolutely blind. What's the difference between serfdom and what the Federal Reserve and their masters are, the 1% and 2%ers? I mean, this is what we have here. It's so sick. I don't know, man. I really wish we heard a couple of things coming out of President Trump's mouth, demanding higher rates. Higher rates. The Federal Reserve would not know what to do with itself right now. The best thing would be, again, some decree, executive order, declare emergency. I don't know how he would do it, okay? End the fiat monetary system. Bring us back to a constitutional money system. I'm pointing towards that ship. That's the USS Constitution, for those of you that do ask from time to time. Okay. And then revalue gold, $40, $50, $60, $70,000. I mean, that would be it. The Federal Reserve would have to weld the door shut in the front. Be over. And then you would see a domino effect around the entire world as central banks collapse on each other. I mean, their Achilles heel. People, look, there are some YouTubers out here who may actually be going out of the way to deceive you. When you hear a YouTuber explaining to you that, or anybody for that matter, that, let's say, for example, Trump is in an effort to dismantle the Fed, to take them apart here. What they're not telling you is, when you hear a demand from a president, like we heard last time and just now, to lower rates, this is empowering the Fed. They get to issue more of their product they have one product, it's debt. Their Achilles heel lies in that one thing. And that's where, again, if we could prevent the Fed in this case from inflating, they lose. And this could start a domino effect. If we, the people, were, again, if Trump were demanding higher rates here, we would get purchasing power back in our currency. You understand? It would. All right. Where's the negative side of it? There is a negative side to it. The corporations here, multinational corporations who trade overseas, they foam at the mouth about lower rates here. That's what they want. It makes them much more profitable. Okay, but it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. We're really going to bring back manufacturing here in the United States. You want to revitalize the dollar. You want nations around the world. Trump was demanding, of course, that the BRICS nations don't circumvent the dollar. Well, why would anybody want to hold it, or any fiat currency for that matter, central bank issued notice, they're being collectively devalued? The dollar here, still, we, the people of the United States, have been given a gift by having the U.S. dollar as the world reserve. Would it allow any nation, and do your own research on this, okay, if you don't believe me or it doesn't hit you the right way, any nation that has the privilege of having the reserve currency also has the privilege of exporting inflation to the rest of the world. It's quite a phenomenal thing here, but the monetary system, the way what's happening now, is a crime. It's a crime against you, and it's a crime against me, to enrich the corporate agenda, the fat cats, the 1% and 2%ers here, to allow the Fed in this case to inflate. I mean, this is pretty obvious stuff here, right? Am I saying anything that's so profound that you've never heard before? I would imagine that what I'm explaining to you is just too easy. You understand? You're absolutely right, Joe Potter. It's a crime against humanity, what we're seeing. And I am not over-exaggerating this. People, think about what Joe is saying here, what you all know to be true. What I'm telling you is the mechanism here of sucking the purchasing power out of the currency here via the mechanism of artificially suppressed rates. It's a crime against all of us, because that's what they're doing. Central banks now colluding with world leaders, Trump in this case, to bring you low rates. I don't know, man. I really don't know, honestly. Maybe I was thinking about this. Let me float something out here at you. I wasn't even going to mention this, but now that we're on the topic here, is it possible, and I mean in the remote, that the Federal Reserve may or could actually raise rates? Oh, could you only imagine what Trump would do? I think he may vapor lock behind the Resolute desk, but there is always an outlier here. Okay. I believe, maybe, you know what, I'm going to say it anyway, because every freaking time I say or I mention the Almighty God, I get a lot of negative feed pushback, and I don't really care. But I do believe that there is a divine hand which guides every moment of our life. I believe that with all I got here. I know every minute of every day that the Almighty is guiding me and telling me what to say and explain to people what's going on here. And I pray for that all the time, because I don't want to give every single one of you a cutting edge information that's actionable. And I invoke the Almighty every day, every minute of my day, every second of my day. It's the number one thing in my life. I think most of you know that. Is it possible that a divine hand could intervene here and the Fed would start to raise rates? US, China talking new money. Of course. Thank you. I'm not surprised. Look, of course, that's the system. The system is going, we're all going towards a new system here. But I really believe what I'm telling you. Pray for it, people. Look, man, nobody believes more in the power of prayer than this guy, maybe you. Pray for this kind of stuff here. We do not need lower rates. We don't need to hear a president demanding lower rates. We need higher rates. We need to contract the money supply. We need to build this from the bottom up, not the top down. Are you frankly sick and tired of the freaking 1% and 2% sucking you dry via this mechanism? Are you really done? Are you sick and tired of it yet? Have you had enough? I don't know about you, but I think I've had enough. Anyway, guys and girls, we really do need divine intervention here. There's no doubt about it. We need higher rates in a big way, a contraction of the money supply. Um, I don't know. Wishful thinking. I don't know. Is it going to happen? I have no idea. But you can't discount anything like that. It is possible. It is possible that we could see something like that. And if we were to, I mean, to me, that would actually be a clear sign that there has been divine intervention here. Because all central banks want to do is inflate, and they're wiping us out. They're destroying us via this mechanism. It's time to stop it. It really is. I mean, I talk to people all the time about this kind of stuff. People, and they have no idea, not even slightly, of what's going on, why things are happening the way that they are. Right, Paul? Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, anyway, man. All right, guys and girls. Look, we covered a lot here, and I don't want to keep rambling about this stuff. Do you guys and girls want to talk about anything? You want to ask me a few questions here? Of course, Mike. I really believe it. Look, man, you can call me whatever you want. You could discount that. Mike is asking me if a miracle is possible. 100%. Look what happened to my sister Lori. She had terminal cancer. Terminal cancer. It was over. The doctors gave up on her. What did I ask for? I asked for all of you to pray. She's cancer free. As a matter of fact, my sister Lori went back to work. She's working. I want you to think about what I'm saying here. Okay. I have no doubt that was divine intervention here. Okay. You guys and girls can say what you want. That's my belief. And that's it. Anyway, we're kind of there, guys and girls. Look, man, I love all of you so much. You have no idea how important you are to me. Everyone around this world, man, and this community we built. Again, I'm just gonna say it. How proud I am of this whole thing that we've built here. What's my take on drill, baby, drill? Man, I don't think. Look, even if we drill, baby, drill, okay, and we're promised some kind of energy independence, and What does it matter in the grand scheme when the dollar is getting weaker and weaker and weaker from a purchasing power standpoint, from an absolute strength standpoint, and oil is still priced in dollars? Does it really matter? It's crap and absolutely true. Look, we are custodians of this world that was given to us by the Almighty. Don't you think it's time that maybe we gave a little bit back here? I think it is. I think that we are responsible for these things that have been given to us. And if we misuse it, oh, we're going to feel the hand of God and we're not going to like it. I'm going to tell you right now, we're not going to like it. Anyway, we all are in this together, people. We all inhabit this planet. And I really feel that we got to take care of it. It's like as you would take care of your house or your car or your dog or your children. It's, the earth, it sustains us here. So why wouldn't we want to take care of it? I'm actually glad that came up. Someone asked a question to me about silver demand. Okay. Obviously, Trump's agenda, a lot of it is, anti-green, and you want to go back to using oil and all this stuff like that. Okay, whatever. I think that puts the United States at a massive disadvantage because clearly, people, look, man, I don't. You may think what you want, and you're entitled to think whatever you want to think here, but we need to find alternative ways again to maybe give a little bit back to this planet that we have. Okay, now with regard to silver demand on the back of Trump putting squash on a lot of the green energy programs that were out there, first of all, you got to look at the this is multifactorial, so it's actually hard to actually put a one single perspective on this, but I would be willing to bet that it's not going to really affect the demand for silver here. I still say that silver is the most undervalued asset on the face of the earth here, and they're going to find more uses for it moving forward. But it doesn't matter anyway. Look, man, we already understand, at least I hope you do, that gold and silver, the mechanism is too simple. Again, look, everything comes down to exactly this new missile system that Trump is talking about, this Iron Dome, and the projection is 2.5 trillion. If you believe that's a real number, well, then I think you're kind of really, really out there. 2.5 trillion is more than likely going to be probably twice that. But again, any mechanism, we don't have that cash. You understand that we don't have it. We're bankrupt here in the United States. And of course, silver is used in weaponry. There's no doubt about it. This new Iron Dome, which Trump has ordered to be put up, where's the cash coming from? Okay, make all the orders you want here, Trump. It sounds great. We absolutely need to secure the borders, and the man has done a fantastic job. Freaking-tastic job of doing that. I mean, it took like a nanosecond, right? Okay, good. But this thing, how are we funding it? Where's that cash coming from? We don't have it. It's going to come right out of the Federal Reserve. It helps them inflate as well. That's crazy, man. It's exactly. They're going to create the cash out of nothing, out of zero. Just, okay, President Trump, this is Powell. You see the game we're playing on, everyone? They think it's real, those idiots. Yeah, I know, but it's going to make us all rich. Yeah, they're just going to add digits to a screen, and then they can poof like magic is just there. And of course, that is massively currency purchasing power negative, man. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Yeah, Joe Biden is not around anymore, so we don't need to even talk about it anymore. Please don't mention that man's name because I can't stand it. I can't even stand hearing it. I can't listen to his voice anymore. You know what I'm talking about? I just couldn't do it. Anyway, but it's kind of interesting. So anyway, silver demand, I think, is if anything, it'll remain static. Or it'll go up, but I don't even care about it. All the price, it comes down to price action. All right. For you and I, it's about what an ounce of silver or an ounce of gold can buy. Right. Okay. Lovely. There's no price discovery here. The mechanism of artificially suppressed rates is a curse in so many ways, but it drives cash into risk assets. You see what's going on with regard to Bitcoin and stuff like that. And Trump's Patriot, this thing that Trump just came out for patriots. He's targeting patriots here. Real patriots want a constitutional money system. They don't want this truth FI financial system for cryptocurrencies. So the real patriots here, come on, man. Really? Come on, man. I mean, make it up if you can. You can't make this stuff up. It's impossible to do. I don't think anyone can make this stuff up. It's just too much. Anyway, look, so forget about demand for soap. It was a great question. And then it came up in my, I think it was earlier. I don't even remember where it was. One of my things out there. Who cares? Really, who cares what the demand is and whether Trump's Iron Dome system, 2.5 trillion, their numbers, 2.5 trillion. Again, you think that's a real number? That's maybe based on today's dollars. What is it going to take as the dollar is devalued lower on the back of, I demand lower rates? It'll be way more than that. Come on, man. We know, double it. Exactly, Joe. Double it. You see, it's like, I love Joe. Joe's awesome. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. We're on the same wavelength, man. We're connected. You feel it? You feel it? We're all connected here, man. We're all connected. All right, guys, look, that's kind of it. So with regard to the price action of assets, as I was saying, it's not real. None of it's real. When you have this mechanism of artificial suppressed rates, opening a doorway for cash to make its way into risk assets and cryptocurrencies taking off, it has to come from somewhere. So it's coming out of places where it should be going into. And these distortions are only going to get worse, in my opinion. And that creates opportunity. That's opportunity for you and I. Right? Absolutely, man. All right, look. Me, are going to part ways just for a little bit. I will see you in the morning. People, look, honestly, if I have earned, and I want to earn your thumbs up, I don't even want to ask for it, but if I have earned it, I would really appreciate a thumbs up for these videos here. I'd appreciate comment. Just say something. Obviously, it helps the algorithms. It lets the video get out there. The more comments that we get, the more thumbs up we get, the algorithms pick up the video. And without you even sharing it, the videos get out there to a broader audience. But with that, I really do hope you guys and girls, share this stuff on your social media outlets, whatever you might use. And, let's make a positive difference in this world. Single cell organism 13. I love that. That's awesome. Play the guitar. Darren, did you see the Garage Band video that I put out? That was me on that Les Paul over there. Playing a little Van Halen. I was doing the solo. I'm thinking about picking up a phase shifter. Eddie Van Halen used to use the phase shifter. It might be pretty cool. You like the band? It's fun. I like jamming. Look, man, it's a lot of fun. Twisted System. That's a great name. Interesting. You know what? I don't know if there is a band with that name, but that's a pretty good name. I may take you up on that. Anyway, all right, guys and girls, that's going to be it. I want to thank you again for being here, and you guys are just fantastic. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Me right now, I'm going to show you something. You see this? These are my drag racing pants. Race Quip. Yeah, you get a little peek there. I'm going drag racing. I'm on my way. I will be, weather permitting, on my way over to Showtime Dragway. Maybe make a couple passes and see how it works out. Carol, thank you. I appreciate that. Fireproof, exactly. Look at this guy. Me and Joe, we're on it. Yeah, I got my Race Quip on here. I got to put my fire jacket on, my friggin' helmet and my head net and my brace for my neck and my gloves and getting strapped into that race car, man. I tell you, what a feeling it is. I can't even describe it to you. I guess you're locked in. It's a very secure feeling in there, and you need it. Let me tell you, when I get that car on the trans brake, and let me just show you something before I let you go real quick. You guys probably saw this. Maybe you did. This is me over at Bradenton leaving the line. When the car leaves the line like that, for a split second, your vision gets a little blurry. It's like bang, poof, and you look it up at the sky. Oh my goodness. What an adrenaline rush, man. It really is. What an adrenaline rush. All right, I'm out here. I loved it. I could be with you guys all day and night. I swear to you, I really, really could. I see you all in the morning, all right? And that's all.